today's video. I'm probably going to make this quite a short and sweet one. It's about 30 degrees in my office at the moment. I've had to switch the fan off. I do have the window open, so you might get a bit of background noise and also like the curtain rustling and that kind of thing. So today's video, there's nothing major as such that's happened in the last week, so I thought I'd just do a nice little sort of catch up and this is what I've been up to kind of thing. I do have a couple of sort of new stationery items that I'll show you. I got to the end of doing an application process a couple of days ago that I'd found quite grueling. I mentioned it on a couple of previous videos, so as my reward to myself I did an order from a few different shops on Etsy, so as and when those bits arrive I'll show them to you. I also got a new sketchbook as well. I'll touch on that briefly. So yeah, just to start off with the little catch up, it was Wednesday last week that I spoke to you, so let's have a look at the Hobonichi to begin with. Okay, yeah, this is where we were last week, so I'll just talk you through my stickers and stuff and any changes. So if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, I primarily plan and memory keep in my Hobonichi A6. I have the Avec. I put my to-do lists on the left and then my evening entry to sort of say, you know, this is what I got up to today on the right hand side. So firstly, looking at Wednesday last week, this is a stamp that I got from an Etsy seller, and it was a stamp series of different British landscapes. This is a Rhiannon sticker, as are these two. I used this one because we had a food delivery arrive, and I used this sleepy one because I was sleepy. Big shock. The following day, got my to-do list again, and then I've moved some information to these boxes at the top here. So there are certain sort of tasks I want to make sure that I do every day, and in the first half of the year I use these boxes at the top to help track that. At the beginning of using this Avec, I left them blank and had been marking them on the calendar page here, but because I look at this page less frequently I was sort of forgetting to do it, so I decided to shift things back here. I also decided from this point to use some stamps that I've got. I sort of have like a love-hate relationship with stamps. I've got a handful and I like the way they look once they're down, but I can get a bit impatient about waiting for ink to dry and that sort of thing. So I thought, you know, it's a nice sort of aesthetic change. I think as well, I'd seen a couple of people not necessarily using stamps but having this kind of effect. So Cue the Crow, for instance, I think they might use a stencil or maybe stamps for like the day of the week in their books. And also Bronte's got this book of stickers she's been using lately that it almost looks like ransom note letters, you know, it's almost like cut out from magazines but it's just part of a book, and you know, I quite like that sort of big bold graphic look, so I thought I'd do that for a few days just to change things up a little bit. This sticker is a Salon Creative one, I think. I used this one because I spent a chunk of Friday playing Assassin's Creed. I've got a bit of washi tape at the bottom here. In my Hobonichi cousin last year, I used washi tape to decorate the pages virtually every day, but I've moved away from doing that just because I was concerned about the bulk a little bit, and yeah, I just wasn't sort of feeling it, but I thought I'd try it again for a couple of days. I'm not too sure what really inspired that. I think I've been watching quite a few videos from people lately and kind of missing having more stickers stuck in, going for a bit more variation of like texture and colour and that sort of thing. So I think that's partly what inspired my use of the stamps, but also the tape. And I like the idea of moving forward, allowing myself a little bit more flexibility. You know, I've been pretty rigid about the formula that I follow in this book so far this year. I think the size restricts me a bit. I'll be looking forward to moving to an A5 next year, but also this like over concern about bulk, just because of the way my cousin ended up last year. So yeah, I think like slowly but surely starting to introduce slightly more like creative elements in, a bit more colour, a bit more decoration. That's something that I'll probably keep doing as the year goes on. And then I've just got a picture tacked in here. My friend and I went for a hike in the Peak District this weekend, and this is just one of the photos from that walk. I took quite a few photos, a bit of video. I think I'm going to tack the video to the end of this, just for my own sort of reference, you know, to look back on, and for my friend as well. I printed off a few of the pictures, and initially I'd done this sort of concertina thing and stuck it in so it opened up, but that really did give me bulk. It was ridiculous really. And also then when I was trying to flip between the pages, the whole thing was just sort of cascading out, so I ended up trimming that, putting the others in my field notes, which I'll show you in a little bit, and I just stuck with this one picture from a really like wooded area that we were in. And when I say it was quiet, it was just like perfectly quiet. There was a stream sort of babbling away, there were birds and the breeze, and that was it. There was no background noise other than that, and that was like an amazing amazing moment for my brain. Got Sunday to-do list, daily entry, my bits and pieces at the top. This sticker is from Noah, I'll link their shop. And then a couple of bits I've got here. So I had an order from Bones and Blankets. I'll show you those bits in a few minutes. This You Goth Mail was the sticker that was on the envelope. I put a little bit of washi here that I got last year. It's like a Halloween-esque washi, so it sort of fit. And then this was a freebie sticker that the people at Bones and Blankets sent me. They sent me a couple of freebies as well, so I've got these, I don't know if they're in shop, but a couple of other bits that I'll use over the next few days, I expect. They also sent one with their sort of shop name on, and I've added that to the sort of sticker collection section that I've got going here. So stickers that I like, but I'm not necessarily going to use on something like the front of the planner or a water bottle or something. Just going to collect them on these pages. And that takes us to today, Tuesday. So this is one of the stickers that I got from Bones and Blankets. I got a sheet of ghosts, and then this sticker I've just got down here, which is one of my own banner ones with some cherry designs, and these little stars from Meg and Rhiannon. So yeah, I carried on with these like days of the week for a few days, and then I had some stickers from Lethbridge Paper, and they disappeared somewhere, but I found them. So I've essentially got this little heading until like mid-September sorted. I just went through and did it one evening. I do have like a really weird bulk where they sit now. So when I'm going to write like the first line here, yeah, I have to be very careful because it kind of curves the page now. As time goes on and there's more in here, it'll get better. That was something that I didn't really think about before I did it, and you know, those are the consequences kind of thing. So in terms of the daily log, that's where we are. My calendar for sort of July is slightly more filled out now. So I can't remember if I showed you this last time, but I've got some, actually yeah, all the stickers used here are Meg and Rhiannon except for the Stalogy dot stickers, and then this grid washi tape is from Colour Cafe. So we've got the ticket stub one here because we'd gone to the cinema the day before. This is one from a Halloween set from last year, and this is from her summer one. And yeah, these stars is from like a gloomy collection one, I think. So I quite like how this is laid out. And then we've got August, a few bits and pieces in here, which I think I showed you last week with the sort of setup for August plans being discussed. So that's the Hobonichi so far. Go through the field notes and then my media book, I think. I've got a few bits on the desk as well. I'll talk you through towards the end. I sort of gathered them close to me to help me not forget to talk to you about them. So with this application that I've been working on, I've not done loads in the field notes this week. I was hoping to finish this up by the end of the month, and that's like 2 days away for me as I'm recording, and I don't think I'm going to complete it by the end of the month. So I'm debating a little bit in my head now as to whether I take as long as I take with this and then move into the next commonplace section I've got in my August booklet, just whenever that happens. It might be midway through the month, or actually if I'm better sort of starting afresh in that booklet August onwards, because I know all my August commonplacing will be in that, and then it just means I've got a few spare pages here that could be utilised at a later date still. I'm sort of toing and froing on that, but anyway, let's go back to the previous week. I don't think there's just much. Yeah, okay, so these were things that I was doing last week. So literally this week I've only got a couple of entries in. So got a blue dot here for other interests. I made some notes about the Mothman cryptid. I've seen like lots of videos on it in the past and stuff, but I just wanted to jot down some of my own notes. And then this red sticker for personal notes. These are some of the other photos from that trip I took with my friends. So because it's thermal print paper, they're not necessarily like the clearest, highest definition images, and they're not necessarily going to last, but I'd printed them off anyway for my Hobonichi book, and I figured I might as well make use of them rather than just throwing them away. So we've got a brook here, sort of a pathway here through the hills, a lovely view of like the sort of hills further away, and in the foreground here is loads of bracken and fern, and then this is the sort of woodland area. Got a Megan sticker here for some sandwiches, because that sort of fit the vibe. And then I've got this week's self-care checklist, and that's it for the field notes. I've not done loads in here at all. I'm going to be drawing later for my sort of art shop, so potentially what I sometimes find is if I draw, that prompts me to write stuff, and the two kind of go hand in hand. So I may well make some progress on this in the next day or so. And then my media book, let's have a look. So it was Tuesday last week. So just to show you where we are in terms of these dots, a bit of reading, but I've not been as consistent with the reading this week. I started Babel, or Babel, I'm not too sure how it's pronounced. I imagine Babel. Anyway, I started that, and it's taken me a while to kind of get into the swing of it. I read a chunk yesterday, and that's helping. I'm now maybe, I don't know, 80, 90 pages in. So I'm getting there with it, but it didn't immediately grip me in the same way as a lot of other books that I've read recently. Fair bit of TV. That's kind of like the main thing my partner and I do to unwind on an evening. So like that comes up pretty much every day. So that's where we are with that. So my tracker here, generally speaking, engaging with like less media the last week or so. I think just because I've been so focused on this application thing. Yeah, we've got, started A Night to Remember and read that very quickly. Started Babel, and I'm still, on with that. So we'll see. I might, finish it in the next few days. I doubt it. I think I'm going to have to take it a bit slower. My TBR is where it was last week. The monthly review, I'll be writing that sort of either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then if we look at the weekly pages, so my sort of goal for last week, crack on with Babel, sort of achieved that. I've been consistent-ish with that. So we've got some reading, some TV here. Just remembered something to update on the next page. A couple of podcasts because I was out for the day. My video game, my book, some music, my friend and I watched Midsummer, and I've got a commonplace entry about that towards the end. We watched all of Baby Reindeer. It's one of those weird things, a lot of people sort of raved about that when it first got released, but my partner and I had our notes, let's put it that way. We weren't that happy with it. Right, let's just quickly update for yesterday. So we watched a couple of those, and we watched some Cheers as well. Just one episode, I think. And then today so far, just been listening to my podcast. I've got the dot on for today's weather. It is absolutely roasting, like I said before. Okay, so yeah, not loads of progress so far this week. Like I say, it's been a bit quieter. And then yeah, in terms of the commonplace entries, I don't have any further ones for books because I'm reading Babel, but my friend and I watched Midsummer, so I've got an entry here, and I watched a few videos about it afterwards as well, so I got some sort of like supplementary notes as well. Yeah, really interesting watch that was. So that's that book so far. I'm not going to finish these extra pages at the back by the end of the month. I don't have enough to say in the next 2 days to do that. So what I might find that I end up doing, I don't know, towards the end of the year or in a few months' time, is like scalpelling out the last few pages and using them as note pages. I've done that for a few other things in the past. And then, yeah, I'm just going to show you some bits I've got on my desk here just to clarify. So I mentioned about placing that Etsy order. Here are the bits that I got from Bones and Blankets, just to show you. So that's just their business card. Got this sheet for sort of different gravestones, and I thought like these ones in particular would be nice little banners on my pages. I've got some days of the week ones, so a bit like I had the stamps at the top of the day to say what day of the week it was. I'll use these, you know, in a few weeks' time when I've sort of run out of my other stamps that say like today or to do. I've got this one here with lots of sort of different cobweb shapes on. So these will be nice on borders and sort of filling like slightly awkward spaces as well. And then there's the ghost sheet as well, which is really cute. So that's the bits from them. I also, as part of that sort of treat to myself, bought myself a new sketchbook. So again, just in case this is the first video of mine you've watched, as well as sort of journaling and stationery stuff in the broadest sense, one of my main areas of interest is art, and that's also my main income at the moment. A few artists that I follow online have recently been using this particular brand of sketchbook. It's Royal Talon's art creation book, and it's supposed to be, you know, I mean, you can see it's a good size for like slipping in a bag, which maybe makes it a bit easier to sketch and draw out and about. So that's sort of the purpose I've got for this. I've got a couple of smaller sketchbooks from the works, but the paper in it's really rough, whereas this is a lovely smooth paper in comparison. And then this sticker on the front, that is from Kris Vardenega, also known as Little Tiny Egg online. Yeah, I placed an order in her shop a few weeks ago, so I thought that worked really nicely on the front here. So yeah, I always have the aim of writing and drawing more out and about. I essentially need to like slow down more. I think that's a good takeaway. So yeah, this will be a nice little motivator for that, and I'm interested to see how it deals with different mediums as well. Yeah, using like thick ink, maybe paint, that sort of thing. So we'll see how I get on with that. Last couple of bits. So I was going to show you my my sort of mood board for August as part of this video. That was kind of my intention. So just to briefly recap, at the beginning of each month I create a little mood board that's almost like a intentions / general things I'm being drawn to, or the vibe that I want to take into the following month. So here's the example from July, and my printer's been on its last legs for a little while, but I printed this off this morning, and there's one or two pictures here that like I printed just to use in my journal anyway. One or two of them are kind of usable, most of them are not, and the mood board definitely isn't. So yeah, if you can kind of see the image here, you kind of get the impression of what I'm going to go for. But I'll sort out the ink cartridges later. I think we've got some in the office, I just can't find them. So yeah, there's that. I'll recycle things. And then just the last couple of bits, I suppose a little bit of self-promotion. These are two designs that I've made for bookmarks. I have a coffee page or kofi page, and each month, as well as people being able to get early access to these videos, there's digital rewards. So usually I'll do bookmark designs or like wallpaper designs for phones and tablets and stuff. And the August design is going to be, there's a Word document format, but PDF of the two designs here. I just mentioned about the ink and that going a bit haywire with the printing I did today. These stripes are not on the original design. I kind of like them anyway, but I'll show you an image of what that original design looks like. So if you're interested in that, the link to my coffee is below. It's like £3 a month, I think I set it as, for a membership. So if ever there's a design or a reward you like, you could just be a member for a month and then cancel it. I've recently done that with someone in America. They made a print that I really liked, and I've joined as a member. That'll come in the post, and then I'll probably cancel that membership just because I'm on, you know, a bit of a budget. So yeah, that's those. I just thought I'd mention that in case anybody was interested. So I think that's everything for today. I think I'm gonna either put a fan on and continue some bits up here, or I might go downstairs and draw down there. It's nice to speak to you again. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.